There are so many desires which you had 2 years ago, but now you turn and see, are they there? No. You can see in your own life, when you started your career, actually in ashram I did a test. When they entered into the ashram, I told them to write down how you wanted your area should be. Area means the where you live. How you wanted your relationship should be with people. How you wanted the relationship with me. How you wanted what all the things you wanted around you. What is the comforts which you expect. I told them to write. I told them actually to write about their desires. And just after 3 months, I asked them to read it out. Almost 80%, more than 80% people have ticked it up. No, Swamiji. All these things are not there now. More than 80%. There is a program I do, Nityananda Puri Vasi. Means the ashramite. Vasi means the person who lives there. For them I give a special training. How mind cheats us and how our small egos, we create big troubles. To make them understand, I do a 15 days intensive course. Before last time when I came to America, before that I did one course. After going back, I did one more course. And of course, now when I go back, I'll be doing. So this intense course, they will do the one course. That 3 months they will have to practice few things, or they will have to live. After 15 days, again they do it. So after 3 months, when we sat, I saw everybody, not only one person, everybody, more than 80% of the desire, they say, no, this is not mine. Some people say, I'm surprised, how did I write all these things, Swamiji? When you bring the things to the conscious level, you will become more clear. You will become more solid about what you want, and what you did not want, you always thought you wanted it. All those things becomes clear. All these things become a solid thing in your life. Then when it becomes solid, first thing, your unconscious desires, they disappear. Next thing, the unconscious desire is made of some stuff. What will happen to that stuff? That stuff will become energy and support your conscious desire. It's like leaves of a tree falling and becoming manure again for the tree. So when the old leaf falls, don't think it is just a waste. It is going to become a manure for the tree. Same way, some of your desires, unconscious desires, if they fall down, if they are dropped, you will see it becomes energy, pure energy, and supports your conscious desire. As long as desires are in unconscious level, not only they are not fulfilled, they are just like a weight. They make you feel a deep discontentment about the life. They do not let you feel a contentment or a happy. They make you feel a deep discontentment. But once you are awakened, once you bring your desires to conscious level, two things, either they are fulfilled, if it is yours. If it is not yours, if they are not solid, they just disappear. They just dissolve. The desires which is dissolved, the desires which are dropped, the desires which disappeared, they become such a pure energy, and that energy starts supporting your conscious desires. Yes.
Ambition is falls into which category?
Ambition can be conscious or unconscious. When you bring it out and think very clearly again and again, that I want that, I want that, I want that, that ambition. If it survives, then it's a conscious desire. If it is not surviving, or if it changes within a month, actually 21 days, you can take it 21 days as a period. After 21 days also, if it survives, then you can think it's a conscious desire. But most of us forget. In 21 days, you forget a lot of your desires. You don't even remember. Forget about fulfilling it. You don't even remember. They are all very vague desires. Those things, they are not even desires, just vague thoughts. It's like you are stopping in a traffic signal, traffic light. Suddenly some other guy comes and stops a Benz car next to you. The moment you see that, you get a vague desire. Oh, if I also have a Benz, how it will be? It's not a desire. Just because he is driving and he is very stylish and having a loud music, so you just get attracted and vague desire, a vague thought. If you are asked to work for that desire, Benz, you will say, no, who will work for so many thousands of dollars? Let us not do all those things, forget about it. So it's a vague thought for which you are not ready to work, for which you are not ready to follow it up. So vague thoughts are always unconscious desires. It's like a breeze coming. In the breeze, tree will move this side, that side. But tree should not catch the breeze itself. It's like a breeze coming, going and coming and going. You can move this way, that way, okay. Just for the sake of vague thought, if you go to Disneyland, nothing wrong. If you go to Universal Studio, nothing wrong. But don't start working for a 3 Benz car. Then you will understand it is just vague thought. Yes.
So it doesn't make sense for me to work towards a vague thought, something that we are not very
No,
sure of.
something which you are not very sure. It doesn't not only doesn't make sense. If you work, suddenly you will feel that you are like a fool. You wasted a lot of your time and energy. So it will just make you feel frustrated. Whenever you work for solid desire, you will never feel frustrated. Understand? You will feel only fulfilled. Even if you enjoy, you will feel only deep fulfillment. Yes, I wanted it, I worked, and I am enjoying it. I have enjoyed it. Even if it is wrong desire, who cares? Who is that? Who can say which is right and which is wrong? Tell me. No. There is no scale. Can anybody say something is right desire and something is wrong desire? No. For you something is right, for him something is right, for him something is right, for the other person something else is right. There is no right or wrong. Only one thing, whether conscious or unconscious. That much only. Yes, tell me.
When your ashramites joined you, did they come with the desire to be in your ashram? And if they did, I'm sure a lot of them would have thought about the difficulties. This is being in the ashram and pursuing, or the thought of pursuing what they are is a difficult road. Surely the difficulties must have made them, to quickly say, it's like, okay, am I really ready for this or not? So, on one end you have desire, and on the other end you're fighting, is it possible? So how did your
First thing, your basic idea, ashramites have got trouble or difficult in their pursuing their life is a wrong idea. First thing, the very basic thing is that itself is wrong. They are not. Let me explain it from your understanding. Any desire, they are not asked to renounce the desires. And whatever pursuing is not at all difficulty there. And it is almost, I am creating one more world with consciousness, that's all. If they want to go for work, they will go for work. If they want to go for outside jobs, I even let them. If somebody wants to marry, they can marry. If somebody wants to become a Swami, they can become a Swami. I give them all kinds of options. And if somebody wants to work and keep the money with him, it is his property. It is not that just because he is there, He has to give the money to me. No. I give all sorts of options. Only one thing I expect from him, the conscious growth. He developing into a different personality. First thing, they don't have any particular difficulty like pursuing this or pursuing that or pursuing that. There is no path given to them. Only torch is given to them. Never path is given to them. See, somebody who wants to take up the responsibility of their own, they decide for themselves. Then I assist. For somebody who doesn't want to take the responsibility of their own, who wants me to decide for them I give the total set of laws in which they are supposed to go. For somebody I give the torch. For somebody I give the path. For somebody I put them in track. For somebody I carry them in my shoulder. It is all totally dependent on the whole individual. That's all.
Just going back to desires and this thing, maybe I have not felt a desire strong enough, and maybe that my questioning is wrong. But what happens if a person has had the thought of wanting something for a prolonged period of time? You said 21 days. You talked about, okay, see if it's time tested. If it survives, then you probably want it. What if it's time tested, but then you're not getting the direction,
It means, you see, the moment you don't get the direction means you have not brought it to the consciousness. Be very clear about it. If it is time tested, if you have brought it to your consciousness, you will never say there is no direction. If there is no direction, you have only vague thought about the desire. Look deeply into it. You will understand. Bring out totally, again and again contemplate on the desire. Then you will understand there will be some unconscious layer. What for you wanted the desire, what you want to achieve through the desire, or the very desire itself is achievement, or you want something else to be achieved through the desire. All those questions, raise all those questions.
But your mind's playing funny games with you all the time.
Then again, be very clear, it is unconscious desire.
People like me, I mean, for me,
that's
my
what I'm
mind
telling
all
you.
the time playing tricks with me.
That is what I'm telling
I'll never be able to figure out anything.
You see, that is what you need. A little bit of introspection. You see, if you are not introspected, you are playing with a dangerous animal. Your being can become a dangerous enemy, an animal for you, if you do not know the techniques or methods to handle him. He himself can become a big friend for you if you know how to handle him. There is a beautiful sloka in the Gita. Uttaret atmanatmanam atmanam avasadaye atmanyeva atmanaha bandhu riburatmanihi. If you know how to lift yourself by yourself. If you know how to lift yourself by yourself, you are the best friend yourself. If you do not know how to lift yourself by yourself, you are the worst enemy for yourself. It's a wonderful sloka. Uttaret atmanatmanam atmanam avasadayet atmanyeva atmanihi bandhu riburatmanaha. It is you who can be a best friend, or you who can be the worst enemy. So you cannot afford to say, my mind is playing all the time, all the game, I do not know. Then you are playing with the electricity. Can you say, I am working with electricity but I do not know the circuit? No. If you say that, no other way, you have to have the shock and the ultimate end. Same way, if you say, I am playing with my being without knowing it, then you are going to have the ultimate bad result. No other way. Because you are playing with the fire. Now it is time, be a little more intelligent and introspect, and let it become clear. Let you start sorting it out. Yes.
If you have a strong desire for a long time, and then you really want to do it, but at the same time you think about the future consequences, you're not sure what's going to happen, what do you do?
one thing, when it is strong and want to do, you will never bother about future consequences. If you are bothering about future consequences means you have some other desire about which you are afraid both may hit each other. Both may come upon each other. It means then choose between these two. Then again you are in conflict. It means for two desires. You see the future consequences means there is one more desire. That future you wanted something to happen. And you are afraid if I fulfill this, that may be disturbed. It means you have two desires. Bring them to the clarity, to the consciousness. Then decide you want this or this. Towards which you have to work. Work towards it. Over.
You can pick one desire and can you strongly tell yourself that
Yes,
the other one, the divine is
if you strongly work towards it, you will see this itself will give you such a deep fulfillment. There is no need to go for the next consequences.
Can you tell your mind and
Yes,
yourself that
you
everything
can.
is going to take care of it?
There is no need even to bring divine in. You just tell your mind because your very mind is divine. The very being which desires is divine. Yes.
Extension of the same question, Swamiji. We have six thoughts, and we know that by doing something, we're paying, as you said, any desire, we have to pay a price for it. If we know that we're going to pay a very heavy price, and we're going to face really serious consequences in the future, and the very thought makes us feel guilty, or somehow we are not very happy about what we're working towards, is it best to just leave the thought at that?
Yes, surely.
Forget about it. And
Forget
focus
about it.
What we feel, we
Forget
get
about it.
contentment and joy out of.
That's all. Do it. You see, when you say that you are going to pay serious price, too much price, means you have desire towards the price, to hold it, to have it. Then have that, that's all. Why do you want to pay for it? Why do you want to give up that? Have that and feel fulfilled. Over. Either you will have this or that. Have that, over. So the whole show is nothing but desire. The whole thing is nothing but desire.
How do you have the conscious level? That means you're saying make it solid and clear. But sometimes
Now I am going to make you do your homework. Now you are all going to sit and write down all your desires. Of course, for yourself. You will not be showing to anybody else, don't worry.